everyone.
Hello. We can't hear you, but we have taken over the podcast.
Sorry. On behalf of the entire STN events team, we would like to thank you for attending our first virtual event. We had a blast helping to put this on for you, and hopefully you enjoyed it half as much as we did. So now I guess we could let Tony and Ryan on. Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Enjoy.
Bye.
Hey, not including me in the party, Kent? What's up with that? Where's Ryan? He's hiding under his desk.
Well, they bombed it. They bombed the podcast, so I thought I'd have a little fun with them. So.
Oh, man.
Well, you can still see my shoulders, though. I was hoping that I looked like I was gone. Tony, we did it.
Ooh, man, it's a wrap, baby. We got the final home stretch. This is the final installment of the live edition of the School Transportation Nation podcast. I want to welcome everyone. I'm Tony Corpin, publisher, president of STN, and special thank you to TransFinder, the leader in school bus routing software, and our friends at Zonar, the leader in smart fleet management. They are our podcast sponsors, and I have Mr. Ryan Gray. Ryan, we survived 4 days of this virtual. Oh, you disappeared. But 4 days, and it's been an amazing ride. I've been enjoying it thoroughly, and we've had a lot of lessons learned. But I think, overall, it was a huge success. And I have to say, Ryan, today's broadcast by Bendix, the live action demonstration, holy moly, it
Super.
Like blew my socks off, man. I mean, to provide a live demonstration with drone footage. They had a couple play-by-play announcers. They had instant replay. I felt like it was school bus ESPN. We were getting the full immersion, and our audience, they spoke up in that chat, man. They were hyped.
Oh, yeah. It was super event. Yeah, people were talking about a little bit of NASCAR, a little bit of Fox, NFL on Fox. I felt like John Madden was in there, the telestrator. It was cool. Pow!
That's it. Special thanks to our friends at Bendix for partnering with us at the first inaugural Bus Technology Summit to provide such a unique, one-of-a-kind event. We will have a story up on the STN website, stnonline.com. We'll have a few outtakes, some clips from the footage. I got approval to use that, so that's great news. So you guys can get a little taste of what that looked like. It was really special. Have to go to the website and check that out. Just a must see. Don't miss it on the STN website. And Ryan, we also had Matt Daus join us as our CEO Tech Talk, or Tech Talk, not CEO Tech Talk, but as our legal eagle, talking about COVID-19 tech and legal issues, and really interesting to hear his perspectives on, if you're not using tech, are you negligent? Can you be found negligent? And I think all the districts, contractors, anybody that's operating a school bus, your ears should perk up on this one, because what you don't know can hurt you. Yeah, and I think, he hit it out of the park with sharing that message. It kind of scared me a little bit.
Well, what really stood out to me I really sat up and took notice was comments he made about no matter how much the guidance is changing seemingly every day. He mentioned CDC's changed their guidance 4 times over the last week or month or whatever it is. If you're not following that and you're a school district, then you're really opening yourselves up to a negligence lawsuit down the road if something goes off kilter. So that really, that was a really sobering moment. That's one of the things that I see and hear repeatedly, whether it be on Facebook, talking to folks on the phone or emails or video chats or whatnot, about just all the different recommendations, guidance, if you will, CDC, OSHA. He talked about, of course, the state departments of education, state health departments, there's local health departments, county, city. It's just like this alphabet soup, and it's so confusing. 50 different states doing 50 different things. He updated on all the back to school plans. Looks like everybody now really has something updated besides Florida. So, lots of information there, led right into a great follow-up panel between him and Alex Robinson and Tim Ammon. Action-packed stuff. But you're right, the hits continue, rolling with the punches.
Yeah, I think the session that they provided was kind of just a real world application of this, right? Alex and Tim are going to bring a much more pragmatic thought process because they're used to running systems or helping people that run systems. And they're going to talk from a place of experience, and they really did. And I think Tim spoke very, very much. He said there's a lot more places like Okie dokie, Illinois than and little places. I'm making up places now, but you know what I mean? It's just, there's so many rural communities with 25 buses or less than large metropolitan cities. And that really, that's kind of the core of our market is these smaller school districts that are operating in lots of different communities and supporting small communities. And I think, when you look at big tech, it's not a one size fits all, right? You just can't.
It's not a one size fits all industry. I mean, 60% of our readers consider themselves small and rural. The School Administrators Association, AASA, they had a similar survey a couple of years ago that their members, all the superintendents, I think it was like 63%. So that's very close. I mean, our numbers are very much in line with each other. So it just goes to show you, I often tell folks, our own staff, here we are in the Los Angeles, metropolitan area. We are not indicative of how the majority of the country looks, feels, certainly, how, school buses operate. School buses are very rare. You see them every once in a while. We're more in tune to it than most people because this is what we work in and day out. But we don't have the school transportation just in the state of California alone, as in terms of percentage of ridership that most states have. So it's just certainly this week a lot of conversation about thinking outside of the box. Being open, keeping an open mind, but still, that's why I wanted to have Alex and Tim a part of that panel, because we have a legal eagle in big bad New York City, tons of transportation experience, works with school districts and contractors every day. But Tim and Alex, they know a lot more about, like you said, the operations and what's going on in small town America.
Yeah, and we saw lots of other vendor presentations and product presentations on safety products, tech products, just really innovative stuff. And I really want to thank all our sponsors at the Bus Technology Summit. And really, all those companies made it happen, right? There was such a big percentage of the content served here came from all those suppliers. So, I really want to take my hat off to them and thank them for just an amazing experience and everybody's support. I mean, when you do something new, there's always naysayers, but I think the overall, man, we hit it out of the park. I really think that we did. And I think the staff, everybody, everyone just made this amazing effort to make this a success, and it's greatly appreciated. And we got more coming. More virtual conferences are on the way. We have TSD virtual coming up in November 9th through the 11th. We have STN Expo virtual coming in December. We're going to give more details on that in the coming weeks. So lots to come, lots learned, but we are ready and able to bring our community together in the virtual world and adapt.
Yeah, and certainly, hopefully next year we're back on site at some point. But I think that definitely this is something that I've wanted to do for a long time, virtual. And Tony, you and I have talked about it. We've talked about it on the previous podcasts where COVID-19 forced a lot of us to get out of our comfort zone and just go for it, right? And we went for it. And virtual is not going away. I mean, we're 120% committed to on-site. And we want to get back to that as soon as possible. I know all you do too. But virtual, we're going to continue that model. We're going to continue to hone that and supplement our existing 3 on-site conferences. So, hoping for some positive stuff happening in 2021. It'll be here before we know it. I think everybody, again, is just looking so much forward to getting rid of this year, out with the old, in with the new. Hopefully we can get back on site soon. And then certainly, we have some more tricks up our sleeves. So stay tuned.
Yeah, Ryan, this has been an amazing week at the Bus Technology Summit, and our friends at TransFinder have been key in making this a success. TransFinder's booth was really popping over the week. Lots of visits from people across the country. Haven't been able to see people for a long time, and it's just a really great thing to have them with us. And I can tell you, they have industry-leading solutions, and their browser-based Route Finder Plus really made a splash this year. And StopFinder's newest upgrade that includes geo alerts that basically tells you when students arrive, and it's going to be a real disruptor for sure. And if you missed any of their talks on connected technology, definitely check out the BTS website or email marketing@transfinder.com. And you can check out one of Antonio Civitella's Tech Talk or one of his product innovation discussions. So really advise you to go over there. Also want to say special thanks to Zonar, our title sponsor, TransFinder Diamond sponsor, and REI Diamond sponsor for this great event. And I'd love to bring out our happy hour bartender, Sam. Where are you? Come on down. Let's make a drink. This audience needs one, I'm sure. So Ryan and I got our drinks ready to go. Hey, there you are. Sam, what are we making today? What's on the menu?
Mint julep today.
All right.
Yes.
Bourbon.
Yes, bourbon today.
It's bourbon time.
Our first bourbon drink of the 4 days. So it's going to be good. What do you guys drinking mint juleps over there?
Mint, yes, definitely. I'm going to go for it right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Nothing like freshman. I got that Zonari cup.
Yeah.
They love that, right?
Yeah.
When it gets cold, it turns blue. Anybody that got one of our premium boxes, your cup turns blue too. It doesn't have to have a drink in it. Anything cold
Exactly.
turns Zonar blue.
Exactly. I just put some sparkling water in. If people like regular water, it's fine, just to kind of jazz it up a little bit. And then I put sugar cubes. Okay. And I'll probably mix it up a little bit and then add some ice, and then I'll shake it up. And then we'll start adding our bourbon.
Hey, Sam, have you heard of our Bus Technology Innovation Awards?
I think I have, yes.
They sound familiar. Ryan, how about you? Have you heard of the Innovation Awards?
Oh, yes. I have.
Yeah, we have the winners. But before we get to the winners, I want to talk about some other winners, some people that voted for these companies to win these awards, which we have coolest overall at Bus Technology Summit, coolest product you saw. We have best hardware, best software, and best app. And we've got a great list of winners. Very exciting. And our drum roll winners, Ryan, drum roll, please. Char Timothy, a Menard in North Dakota, and Rick, was it Sits in Allen ISD, Texas, $100 Amazon gift card coming your way. Thank you for coming to the Bus Technology Summit and participating in our awards voting. We couldn't do it without the votes of you, our participants. So we tabulated this year's awards. We disallowed any vendors to vote for themselves. So we went through and we meticulously dissected the votes. And here are our winners. We have most innovative app, Zonar, our winner. Thank you, Zonar. Congratulations.
Yay.
Most innovative hardware, REI. Congratulations, REI. You're the winner. Most innovative hardware people saw at Bus Technology Summit. Fabulous stuff. Most innovative software. TransFinder. Congratulations, TransFinder, on that. Really great. Salute to you. Really excellent job, TransFinder. And coolest overall tech I saw at Bus Technology Summit. Good one. Most votes for this category. Tyler Technologies. Congratulations,
Congrats.
Tyler Technologies. You took home coolest overall technology. Congrats to all 4 companies. A nice wide spread of winners. All appreciate you guys. And thank you so much for participating and sponsoring. Cheers to you.
Cheers
Sam,
to the winners.
making a beautiful mint julep for our crew.
Of course. Congrats.
Yummy.
Cheers.
Thank you, Sam.
All right. So there we have it, guys. We're making our way through. Also want to point you out, if you missed any of the tech talks, we have Zonar, Ian McCurlick. His tech talk is up on the Bus Technology Summit website. We've got lots of other great stories up there as well, other videos. Be sure to check that out. Really great stuff. Ryan, any other big takeaways? We got a little longer to go on the podcast. So what are you thinking? What do we want to leave our audience with? Big takeaways from this week.
Big takeaways. Obviously, collaboration. That's always a big one. Training. That's why we kicked off the Let's Talk on Monday with Michael Shields let's talk about training before we start getting into all the different tech. Also, too, I think just from the whole standpoint, the over and over, I heard the same comments about the path going forward. And automation and connectivity really standing out. With that automation and connectivity, as Blaine Leonard from Utah Department of Transportation put it very well, really there are 2 different things, but they work in concert with each other. And this is just all on this path to go into this, V2X, V to everything, vehicle to everything, smart cities. What's school buses' role in that? We're decades away from really realizing what a smart city will really look like here in the U.S. A lot going on over in Asia with this. They're far ahead of us. But there's just that whole with the whole Bendix presentation, that demo where we're seeing the collision mitigation, the electronic stability controls, the braking applications all at work. That's part of this. Eventually, where the school bus will be able to be so smart that it will be able to communicate to motorists that that's a school bus stop, and kids are going to be loading. At some point, all the vehicles will be talking to each other. Can you imagine a day when you, as a school bus driver, or your school bus drivers, know that the cars behind you are all getting a notification up on their dashboard or maybe in their windshield saying, "School bus to stop ahead, come to complete stop." That is the kind of stuff that we're talking about. And it seems kind of like George Jetson type things, but as we've seen over the past couple decades, over the past couple years, months, technology is just, on this rapid ascent. And it's only going to continue. But as a school bus industry, we need to figure out how we're going to use it. And that means how we're going to train our people, how we're going to keep our people, open and welcoming to that, and how we need to change our business models.
Well, Ryan, I want to send a message out from our friends at the Propane Education Research Council on how propane autogas can help your school bus operation.
Every school day, buses across America deliver thousands of students to their classrooms. But the ones that are fueled by propane autogas deliver so much more, like more flexible refueling options and infrastructure possibilities that let every school district find the right fit, plus lower maintenance costs, fuel costs, and reduced emissions. When you load all those benefits into one transportation solution, you get a fleet that's ready to take on tomorrow. To learn more about the flexibility of propane autogas, visit propane.com.
Thank you to our friends at the PERC. Propane Autogas is pretty awesome. Check it out for yourself. Want to talk to Ryan a little more. Man, technology was on full display, and it's the heartbeat of the school transportation industry. I always say School Transportation News is a publication. We're a technology magazine. When you open up our pages, that's what you're reading about. Right. And I think Matt Daus said it. It's kind of this transition that it's not just strictly school bus anymore. It's this kind of much larger ecosystem of providers. He even challenged the higher use of of alternative student transportation and TNCs and, looking at alternatives when we're in a budget crunch. And that's going to be a tough decision because you know what? I got people, they bleed yellow. They will never put anybody on anything but yellow. But, sometimes people are forced to do things they said they'd never do because out of necessity. So, you never know. We've never experienced a pandemic. I never thought that I would never not have live conferences. It never occurred to my mind ever. So I think, when the norm is flipped on its ear and they kick you in the head, it's like, you feel just zinged. It's like, what do you do? How do you pick yourself up? And Bus Technology Summit is really, we've picked ourselves up and we've really tried to bring our community together. And I think we've accomplished that. So it's an amazing feat. And I'm so excited for us and everybody that was involved. And I really hope you guys come visit us at another virtual conference because our team is pumped about the upcoming TSD virtual and STN Expo virtual events. So we're ready. We're ready to serve our community.
Yeah. So when you're referencing Matt Daus, he coined it pupil transportation as a service when you're talking about that whole ecosystem. So that is a way to think about it. It's, regardless of, everybody bleeds yellow and we preface every conversation, every presentation by we want all the kids in America on school buses. We just know that's not a reality. We have to get with the times, frankly, and we need to provide the service that our customers want or need. That might be hopefully on the school bus, but there's going to be other elements as well. I want to bring in for a perspective because she was sitting through all the sessions all week. Writing articles for us. Check them out. They're on stnonline.com. Taylor Hannon, Associate Editor of School Transportation.
Hey, welcome, Taylor.
There
Come on down. Yay.
Hello.
Are you drinking your mint julep or do you have your bourbon? Yeah, we all need one after this week.
Yeah.
We saved the best for last. We wanted to bring Taylor on here. Instead of hearing me just, droll on, Taylor, let's bring your perspective in. You were sitting through all the Let's Talk sessions, all the CEO Tech Talks, and the different some of the different virtual elements. Obviously, the Bendex thing today. What were some of the things that jumped out to you?
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is regardless of the technology, it all depends on the people, right? Like the people you're driving for. So if they're not trained or if you didn't have a very sound system before integrating this technology, it's not going to magically fix it, right? You still need to train the people and you still need to make sure your organization is ready for this type of technology. Otherwise, it's just going to sit there. And no one wants that.
Yeah, it's not going to work. You're going to be upset with it. We had several sessions where we talked, maintenance software being one that comes to mind where, this stuff is not cheap, right? You have to make the best decisions that you can. It's hopefully events like this that can help, bridge the gap. A lot of networking. I saw a lot of discussion in chats. I know people were going into DM and talking about, well, what are you using? And, and that's what people miss with not having on-site conferences. Any other conversations that you either had with folks, Taylor, or that you saw that?
I think, even in terms of illegal passing, right? You can install these stop arm cameras, you can ticket motorists, but you're only doing so much, right? You still need to engage your community and you still need to talk to your community and how important that conversation is, because ticketing a motorist is just ticketing a motorist essentially, right? But having those conversations with the community, hey, these are children's lives at stake. Even in reference, just recently we had that 7-year-old child who was killed in Kansas and the driver was a 15-year-old. And my brother, he's 16, right? So he's kind of in that realm. He's learning to drive. And I sat down and I was like, Cooper, this is how important what you're doing is. You are getting in this vehicle, you are driving this car, and there are children's lives at stake. When you see a school bus, you need to stop if it's not a divided highway. And so I think just having those conversations and making the public more aware of what's actually at stake is super important.
And he probably had no concept of that either, right?
No.
Well,
Why would you? Why would
something
you when
that's-
you're 16? It's not something you think about.
It's something that's not taught, frankly, in a lot of driver ed. I've tried to, talk to AMVA, the American Association of Motor Vehicle Administrators, which writes all those tests for all the different states, and really have never been able to get anywhere with them. But that's an element talking about collaboration and communication. I've had some conversations at the national level with some of our association leadership about that very topic. Those are opportunities that we have. Yes, the PSAs are great and whatnot, and they're powerful and they're impactful. And a lot of the information, it makes the industry feel good about themselves, and they should, because they do such great work each day and day out. At least in a normal year when everyone is able to transport students. But it's just mobilizing, the power that the industry can to influence. And a lot of times, if we can influence the government more, whether it be state or federal level, I know, there's no federal funding. I mean, the coronavirus has provided some of that in terms of COVID-19 relief, but still a lot of that money is going to classroom. So we just know that, this is how it is. But we have all of these committed vendors, all these technology specialists, manufacturers, suppliers. Tim Ammon put it really great earlier today in the panel with Matt Daus and Alex Robinson. We were talking about security, and he said, it's in their best interests to make sure that what they're putting out there is the best it can be. Is everything perfect? Certainly not. Can things get better? Certainly they can. And the feedback from all the student transporters, that's, as a collective unit, that's what takes this technology to the next level. But they would be out of business if they didn't care. I mean, everybody in this industry, they care. They care about the kids. They care about safety. They care about efficiency. So, hopefully this whole event energizes people, gets folks ready. We're in fall, technically. We know that we don't have any more on-site conferences for the rest of the year. We'll have to see what 2021 looks like. But like Tony said, we have some more virtual opportunities coming up in the next couple of months. Hopefully we can keep the train rolling and keep some positive energy flowing.
Yeah.
So excellent. Well, Ryan, I think what really jumped out to me about this event was how active people were in our chats. You almost got inside people's heads, because like when you're at a conference and you're listening to a presentation, like it's almost like you get that itch that you're like, man, I really wish I could say something right now, because either that person is saying something that is related back to me, or I feel like I can share, and you never have that opportunity to share. Where I feel like this forum gives people an opportunity just to vocalize in there. And maybe they saw somebody that like, hey, Joe. And then, I saw on the Bendix presentation today, it was so interesting. The IntelliPark was on, and there was someone that chatted and said, oh, that might solve the wheelchair lift problem you're having, because I believe the knobs must be close to each other, like they're pulling the wrong knob. And maybe that knob or that button is in a different place. And it was like two birds with one stone. And people started just talking about it. And it was like an aha moment in the chat. And it was never have been translated otherwise. So it was really special to see almost crowdsourced problem solving going on within the chats. It really amazed me, frankly. And I thought, wow, if this platform can do this, it is something special. And there's advantages to virtual and disadvantages, but I will walk away and tell you this is a major advantage of the virtual platform, to be able to take a look and for everyone to see that idea and share it at scale. It's quite interesting.
Definitely. Yep. So.
Well, all right, everyone. I want to thank you for joining us for this special edition School Transportation Nation podcast. Special thanks to Ryan Gray, Taylor Hannon. Also, we had Sam on here, our celebrity bartender all week, Mr. Kent behind the curtain, the whole STN team, really rock stars. Special thanks to Vince Rios. I don't want him to give me a bad time, so I want to thank Vince.
Be finally
doing a great job. So you get love on the last day, Vince, and all our sponsors of BTS, especially our title sponsor, Zonar, our diamond sponsor, TransFinder and REI, and then our podcast sponsor, Zonar and TransFinder. We couldn't do it without you guys. You guys are awesome to us. We appreciate your partnership and all the love you've given us to participate in this great event. And if you're interested in looking more about our podcast, you can check it out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, stnpodcast.com. Check out School Transportation News' website at stnonline.com for all the analysis and coronavirus coverage. Hopefully it ends sometime, maybe 2021. We don't know. But you can catch us next week on the podcast, and we'll break down more information on the latest and greatest going on out there. We're out. Thank you, School Transportation Nation. We love you. Be well.
Take care. Adios, everybody.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.
That's it. I'm out of here.